Welcome! In this video you'll find the history of Alcatraz. Alcatraz is an island in San Francisco Bay. From 1934 to 1963 it was used as a high-security prison. 15,076 prisoners have had the island as a base. Before that there was a military fort on the island from 1850 to 1907. And from 1907 to 1933, Alcatraz was a military prison. Today, the island is a protected area and a National Historic Landmark, managed by the National Park Service. The name Alcatraz was given to the island by Juan Manuel de Ayala, the first Spanish man who discovered the island, in 1775. He mapped the Bay of San Francisco and named the island La Isla de los Alcatraz. With the capture of the island by the U.S. state, the first destination of Alcatraz was started. These were military purposes. In 1850, the Republic of California had fallen into American hands. That year, President Millard Fillmore ordered the creation of a military settlement. In 1858, the construction of the military fort was completed and the first garrisons settled on the island. In 1861, the American Civil War broke out and Alcatraz was also involved in this conflict. There were cannons, but there was never any shooting from the island. Alcatraz mainly served to house prisoners of war. The role of prison was also applied to this location for the first time. After the Civil War, the island's armament was outdated and detention became the new destination. The distance combined with the strong tidal currents in the bay made it an ideal location for a prison from which escape was impossible. In 1867 a prison house was built and a year later the first military prisoners were brought there. During this period was Alcatraz still not an official prison. In 1907 it was officially established by the U.S. government as a military prison. Some prison facilities were present, so making this decision was obvious. Some adjustments had to be made to make it an official prison. In addition to the prison house, the fort was also converted into a prison. Its construction was completed in 1912. In the First World War, mainly conscientious objectors were prisoned. Also, after the earthquake of 1906, temporarily non-military prisoners were housed until there were sufficient facilities on the mainland again. In 1933, the prison came into the hands of the United States Department of Justice and became a federal prison. During this period, America's toughest criminals were housed on Alcatraz. The most famous prisoner was Al Capone. Several prisoners have tried to escape from Alcatraz. Officially, this never succeeded. A total of 14 escape attempts were made. 23 prisoners were arrested again, 6 were shot and 2 drowned. However, there has been one escape attempt where nothing has ever been heard from the prisoners involved in this attempt. This was on June 11, 1962, and less than a year later Alcatraz was closed. In 1969, a group of Indians still occupied the island for a period of 2 years. But after they began to show vandalistic traits, they were removed from the island. Since 1972, Alcatraz has been one of many national parks managed by the National Park Service, and since 1973 the island has been open to the public. On Alcatraz stands the oldest still working lighthouse of the American West Coast. Alcatraz can be visited every day. This can only be done by boat, because Alcatraz is an island that is not connected to the mainland by a bridge or other means.